If you've been around this channel, then you know the name Wrestling Otaku. We've made 2 videos on this guy being an incel, and we're once again doing the same thing. 4 days ago, he posted another incel rant on his YouTube channel. And how do I know it's an incel rant? Well, it's called Message for Women. You need to earn respect. If you don't know what an incel is, it is a way to refer to men who are involuntarily celibate. These are people who would like to have sex, but by choice of someone who is not them, are not able to, and use that as an excuse to then just hate women. If they're not gonna love me the way I want to be loved, then I'm just gonna hate them. Instead of becoming people who approach women kindly or make themselves dateable or show any sort of romantic interest, instead they would rather just say, if you're not gonna respect me, then I'm just gonna hate you. And then somehow, every time, for some reason, they all think they're the right person to give other people advice on women is kind of how this turns out, which actually might work out if you just follow the exact opposite of what they say to do. A lot of them will have this point of like, oh, women don't respect people who respect them. You need to assert dominance. And if you can take that and go, oh, what if I'm nice instead? You might actually end up in a relationship with a woman or anyone you want to be in a relationship with. These people just happen to be into women and women are not into them. I should have made a bingo board and we should have put stuff on it like, is he going to say, oh, women only use men for their money, despite none of these people ever having money? Or does he say the word female over or under 3.5 times? Does he make a reference to either the Baltimore Ravens or wrestling? Anyway, I'm just going to get into it. So sit back, relax, subscribe if you haven't. Maybe I'm wrong here. You know what? If I'm ever single again, I'll take an alpha male course. Me, Wrestling Otaku, Alpha Dom. I'll start listening to the Fresh and Fit podcast. Why did I think he was going to do a backflip? Here, I'll put a video of me doing one here. It'll last 6 seconds. Was I talking about me doing a backflip or Wrestling Otaku? Ah, Max, that was so dumb. That was so dumb. That was so dumb. That was so dumb. He's not lasting a full 6 seconds. There's absolutely no way. Sometimes I'll post videos like this and I'll get people who are like, oh, this has to be ironic. Oh, these people have to be joking. No. Sometimes, sure, absolutely. Every now and then I'll be like, maybe. Like this guy? Maybe. Sure. But Wrestling Otaku's serious. Can I make this wrestling related? There's no kayfabe here. It's all sports, no entertainment. It's real to him, and so it's real to us. It's usually when people start attracting followers that I go, okay, maybe it's a little bit more performative than not. Because if you're gonna get 1 million followers and make a living off of being like kind of stupid on the internet, and then in your real life you're not, okay, whatever. It's not my business. But Wrestling Otaku has 342 videos and not enough subs to be monetized. And if he had more videos that were him like ranting about women like this, because these are the ones that get the most views, this one has 333, then I would say, okay, maybe. But most of this channel is just him talking about wrestling. So I honestly think this is just who he is. Okay, I realize I probably can't leave that music in, but I'm just like watching this man dance. I like don't want to shame the guy, right? Because like, good for him. Good for him. He can go out in public and record himself acting a little dumb. If I didn't know anything about him as a person, I wouldn't make fun of him for that. I can't do that. I carry around too much shame because I'm Mexican. So I can never. Like the idea of going outside, setting up my camera, and it's just me talking is already a lot, let alone like me dancing around. The personification of excellence down there just kind of ties us all together. Good for him. Good for him. I wish I had this kind of self-confidence.
It is officially Wednesday, March 26, 2025. So it is Wednesday, and you know what that means, guys. The AEW Dynamite coming on later. I got a short day at work today.
Whatever he does for work doesn't matter. I'm pretty big on not making fun of people for whatever job they have. One time I had somebody walk into my job at Pizza Hut when I was 18 and yell at my manager about how she like has to work at Pizza Hut and she'll never get anywhere in life, but she was a 22-year-old grad student at my college. So like you don't know anything about anyone or why they work where they work. So wherever he works doesn't matter. I don't care. What I do care about is imagine being one of his coworkers and seeing this YouTube channel of his. What would you do? If I'm his coworker and I see this, I am anonymously sending it to everyone. Because that's just like wild. Like, because there's no way he's at work going on like these incel anti-women rants, right? Or does he work at like a game store and when women walk in, he goes, girls don't play video games unless they're trying to impress men.
Apologies for the angle of the camera here.
Sorry about the camera angle. All of my real life friends are kindergartners, and this is normally how they have to look at me whenever we all sit around and talk about how much we hate girls. oh, they're so icky. They have cooties. And then like a girl walks by and they all turn around and do like the Donald Trump hiss. I can't do it. I've been practicing it. I know I'm already making fun of him for like the whole incel thing, despite him not getting to it yet, but he will. He'll get there.
It's about women. And basically, Mom, the thing I want to talk about here is it's...
Did he say basically mom? Does his mom watch these videos?
So, like, there seems to be this idea in our society today, nowadays in general, that women are just supposed to be admonished. They're just supposed to be respected and worshipped and fucking put on a pedestal.
Damn, dude. There seems to be this idea that women should just be respected. And personally, as a man, I find that demeaning. My respect is held only for people who can do things that I can't. People who can change a tire. People who can change my oil. People who can talk to women, not women. There's nothing a woman can do that I can't. Therefore, why would I respect them? They need to earn it. You need to get gold in pole vaulting, or you need to be able to shut your mouth. Like it's 2002. That's wrestling. That's a very deep wrestling reference. You think you'd be proud of me? Do you think you'd respect me? The idea of putting women on a pedestal is so stupid to me in the way that they speak about it, because they don't speak about it in a way that puts women on a pedestal. They talk about basic human respect. Oh, why would I hold a door open for you if I don't find you attractive? When you could just hold a door open and it's not that hard. Oh, why should I be nice to you if you're not going to sleep with me? Maybe you should just be nice to people. Oh, you don't look like my mom enough for me to find you attractive, so you're garbage. That one's weird. And maybe you should see a therapist about that one. About all of it, really. But that one specifically.
And we're just supposed to fucking worship all of them, even though there are like, what, 4 billion freaking women on the planet? We're just supposed to worship every single one of them like they're just above everything else. Like they're above God, like they're above the planet, like they're above every other living organism on our earth.
You know that line from Spy Kids 2 where Steve Buscemi just like casually drops, do you think God stays in heaven because he too fears what he created? Do you think that up there in whatever penthouse the gods live in, God is sitting around everyone else going, all right. It's been like 10,000 years. I'm going to show you one of my humans, and you're going to be like, whoa, you made that? And he randomly chooses wrestling Otaku in the middle of him talking about how he hates women. And God is like, okay, never again. Looks at Jesus about to come back down for the second coming. Stop, son, you're grounded. It's always the same talking points. Women, God, wrestling. I also do find like the whole character of it weird. The whole character of like, oh, we shouldn't put women on a pedestal. You shouldn't be looking up to women. Also, welcome to my channel. I'm your personification of excellence. Do you think the Ravens didn't draft him out of college because it would have been unfair to have him, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and Terrell Suggs, Haloti Ngata, in the same backfield? Just twice a year, Mike Tomlin is like, yeah, we're just taking an L. We can't run the ball past wrestling Otaku, the personification of excellence. Really wish we had him instead of Troy Polamalu.
Society has instilled this mentality in a lot of them to where they think that they're God's gift to mankind.
Okay, this is where I lose people. They kind of are. I've had this conversation a couple of times on here. People want things out of life. As a person, you want something in life. It varies for different people. Some people want to work. Some people want to climb that career ladder like their little Animal Crossing characters. And that's fulfilling. Some people want to go 9 to 5 and then 5 to 9. Go to bed and do it all over again. And when they die, they want to be able to say they made millions of dollars. And that's fulfilling for them. That's dope. I'm not one of those people. At the very top of the things that I enjoy in life is loving and being loved. Always has been. And you can call it whatever you want to call it. You can say it's because of whatever, right? Oh, it's because you didn't have parents to love you. And so now, sure. I've never cared about anything in my life as much as I've cared about my romantic relationships. That's not to say I haven't cared. I've cared a lot. I cared a lot about school. I took college very seriously. I cared a lot about sports. I cared a lot about having a job. I cared about a lot of things, a lot. However, at the very top of those was maintaining a romantic relationship with whomever I was with at the time. My favorite part of life is the parts of life where I get to love and be loved. But I've met so many people who don't feel that way. I've met so many people who genuinely think romantic relationships, whichever way, are just trouble. I've met so many people who go, I don't want to be in a romantic relationship. I tried it and it just stressed me out. I genuinely would rather be alone. and focus on work, focus on friends, focus on this room in my house that is 100% trans. And that's great. You should be allowed to be the person that you want to be. The problem comes when people like this convince themselves that being in a romantic relationship with a woman is so stressful and evil and draining, and they're just going to take my money, that they then have to make entire personalities out of hating women. You're allowed to not want any of this. If you go, I don't want a romantic relationship, and then just like go live your life, no one's gonna care. No one's gonna call you an incel. People call people like this incels because it's obvious that they want a romantic relationship. Nobody wants a romantic relationship with them. And that sucks, but it's so easy to just not want to be empathetic or even sympathetic when these people are just mean. And you can absolutely say the same about me. I'm not the nicest person. I'm sitting here making fun of wrestling. Oh, you wear tights and you touch other men, dude? Yeah, of course you don't like women. All right, that's a joke, all right? I know a lot of people who wrestle. If you're one of those dudes, because there's so many of them on the internet, who just goes, you know what? I don't want a relationship with women. I'm not going to speak badly about them. I'm going to keep my head down. I'm going to live my life. No one's going to care. But when you're on the internet making an entire personality out of how much you don't like them, I don't know. It's kind of whack, dude. I get rejection hurting and I get not even wanting to put yourself in a position to be rejected. But most of my life has been me wanting to find the right person to love and love me. I think I did it. I think I'm here. I'm very lucky and sad when she's not around. But in all my other relationships, I still very much enjoyed, had fun, had a great time, just caring and being cared about. And I think being one of these men who's just like so anti-woman that you need to post about it on the internet is just an easy way to make sure that you're single.
They act like, they can do no wrong. They act like, they can get away with fucking anything.
Like what?
They don't have to show respect. They don't have to show, humility. They don't have to be humble, or they don't have to work for anything, because they're going to be handed shit their entire lives.
Every person I know has a job. Every person I know works very hard, regardless of gender. Like, you have a job, dude. Are there no women there? Oh, they stay away from him. Okay, no, I answered my own question. I guess this is the part where I go, if you are like this man, or you know anyone like him, what do you think the biggest reason is for women not showing you respect? Because I feel like a lot of them are going to be like, oh, it's because women think I'm ugly. But like, a lot of us are, dude. That doesn't mean women don't respect us and that we don't respect women. I cannot imagine what it is that forces people like this to exist. I don't know, man. If you're going to be an alpha male, just date other alpha males. That's my solution to that.
And it's just a damn shame that that's how the society is, how society breeds, women like this, And let me just say, for the record, before anybody, because I know what people are going to say when they watch this fucking video, I do not advocate in the slightest for any sort of hate or violence or anything like that against women or anybody. I'm not sitting here saying that they need to be fucking put down or persecuted or burned at the stake or any shit like that. I think everybody, man, woman, whatever you identify as, everybody deserves a monocle of respect. But the thing about it is, it should be like a meritocracy, basically, where you earn things, right? Where you have to, if you work hard and you show that you're a humble, individual, and, you work at it, then over time you'll get, the respect and appreciation that you deserve, right?
I don't think there's a good way to say, I'm a humble individual. Also, you should earn my respect in the same breath. And I get that that's not exactly what he said, but I think that's where he's going. It's not a hard concept to like say that people shouldn't have to earn your respect. You're probably not dealing with these people pretty often. When you're like walking towards someone on a sidewalk and the sidewalk's too small for each of you just to keep walking, and you each do that little like thing? That's all respect is. That's all it's ever going to be. It's not that hard. And you'll probably never see that person again. But that's no reason to shoulder check them. No, this is my sidewalk. You have to earn your spot. But that's what he's doing. He's going, you need to earn my respect so that I don't shoulder check you. So you're walking down this sidewalk towards wrestling Otaku. You do the little, let me get out the way. He doesn't. He shoulder checks you. You fall flat on your back. And then he does the whole, I don't remember the whole dance he did at the beginning, all right? But you get it. Oh, he flexes on you. Yeah, I would have gone pro, but the WWE is only hiring women right now. Stephanie McMahon has to earn my respect.
Everybody should be given an opportunity to be respected and be shown respect and stuff like that. But women nowadays, they act like, everything's supposed to be fucking handed to them. Like, just...
Gosh darn, imagine just respecting someone just because they're a woman. Disgusting. Simp behavior, really. Couldn't be me. When I look at women, I go, get in the kitchen. Get in the kitchen right now. I saw a spider. It scared me.
Like, you're just automatically supposed to respect them, above anything, above all else. Even if they show you disrespect.
I wish people like him would give an example, or more specifically, an example that actually happened. Because this man, I don't think has talked to a woman since probably 2013. You are not going to get me to believe you if you say women disrespect you all the time. How? In what way? They don't match back with you on Tinder. They don't want to have a full-on conversation after you buy their product on Feet Finder. They don't think it's like charming when you say they look just like your mom and you like that. You get one to come over to your place and she makes fun of you for having your mattress on the floor. What is it?
Even if they're the worst, some of the worst, most scummy pieces of shit individuals, just terrible personalities, terrible attitude, just have an attitude all the time. And you're just supposed to.
I tried finding videos that are the exact opposite of this. There are plenty of videos on the internet of women being like, here's a bad experience I had with a man, but it's that, here's a bad experience I had. Or here are stories from me and my friends. It's not, oh, a boy didn't like me in the 8th grade, so now my entire personality is hating men. I did find a few that were like young women, like early 20s, saying I've been single my entire life and I don't want to be. And then they talk about like their experience of like, oh, not being the one that the boy had a crush on, or wanting to pursue something but not really knowing how to, or seeing someone for a little while and neither of them really knowing how to initiate something, so nothing really happens. I've seen that, but they're so calm and sad about it. The incel response here is just to be angry and to blame women for not liking them when, brother, there are plenty of reasons for you not to be liked by women and you can fix them. I would not be friends with someone like this. And so the people that I know personally that do want relationships but don't have them are very different, act very different, think very different than he does. So it must suck to exist around one of these people. And it must suck so much to watch one of your friends become one of these men. Now that I've kind of talked about this a little bit, after my last breakup, I was alone for a little over a year. And I mean like alone. I was living alone. A lot of days I would just not see anyone else. Most of my human interactions were with the people who worked at CVS, because I would walk the like 3 blocks up to the CVS, get a Coca-Cola, walk back, drink it while I watched football, and then just like sit there and be sad. And you can say it was by choice. Like I didn't make an effort to make any friends or to meet anyone in any way. And I had my like online Twitch friends who like I regressed from, and I didn't tell them any of like what was happening in my life. So you could say it was a little bit by choice, but it would have been really nice looking back on it now to have had a friend in person during that time. Not once, not a single time in those like 13, 14 months did I ever consider hating anyone. Not my ex-girlfriend, not women in general, not other men, not anyone. I wasn't angry, I was sad. But who was I supposed to be mad at other than myself? So a lot of the times when I make videos on people or I see people, I try to be like, how could I have become them? And try to understand it in a way that doesn't absolve them of who they are, but tries to find a very understanding perspective. And I don't see it. I don't see a way for me to have become someone like this under any circumstances.
And you're just supposed to automatically respect them just because they're women.
Yes, respect them because they're women, respect men because they're men, respect non-binary people because they're people. Just respect people, dude. Just do it. Like if we didn't have YouTube, this guy would have tried to be Jack the Ripper. Dude, imagine every Wednesday morning he finds a new person to kidnap, brings her back to his apartment, and makes her watch wrestling. He explains the lore as they're like coming out to, yeah, this guy used to be in the WWE, dude, but like they just like didn't respect him. And he could have been like world champion, dude, but like, they just didn't respect him. Anyway, the hardcore fans love him.
A lot of these women, again, they take advantage of that fact. They take advantage of men. They take advantage of this mentality. This mentality that society breeds, that they're just above everything. Talk about you gotta respect women, man. You gotta respect women.
I love that at least once every video he does the fingers. It gets me. I like it. I don't know what it is.
You see, my thing is, if you want respect, you gotta earn it. What's that old adage? What's that old saying? Respect is not given, respect is earned. That's how I am. You want my respect, you have to earn it.
There is no way any person would want to hang out with this guy long enough for him to be like, you know what, you earn my respect. You know what? Just for that, I'm going to give you a Pokemon card. Let me give you this potion because you healed my heart. You healed the part of me that hated women, and now I can just respect them. What do you think the joke would have been if I had pulled Rotom Bike? That was a card right under the potion. Here, have this Rotom Bike. And just like this bike, I want you to ride me. And it's him and Fit from the Fresh and Fit podcast. I don't know which one's which. I've never seen the podcast. I've only seen clips.
If you're going to sit here and you're going to treat me with disrespect, then guess what? I'm not going to respect you. I'm going to treat you in kind.
What situations is this man in that people are just disrespecting him all the time? Is it at work, dude? Because that sucks. And you should be nice to people while they're working. But like, what else? Like, I swear to God, he's not talked to a woman outside since like 2013. Specifically February 2013. Like, he had the confidence to talk to a woman right after the Ravens won the Super Bowl, and never again.
You slap me in my face, I'm slapping you right back in your face. That's just how I am. I don't care who you are, man, woman, whatever. That's how I am. That's how I've always been. But these women out here, they act like they're just automatic. We're just automatically supposed to show them respect just because they're women. No. How about you ladies? How about you women? How about you earn respect? Okay, how about you earn something for once, you know? Just like how about you earn a damn job instead of selling your body on selling pictures and photos and shit of yourself for a quick.
Again, do you not have coworkers? Instead of being given autonomy over your body, why don't you earn it? Instead of being given the right to vote, why don't you earn it? Instead of wanting to be paid as much as I get paid at my job, why don't you earn it? How do you explain to people that they are not like the gatekeepers of life? It is not up to you to choose what people are and are not deserving of. People should just be allowed to exist, and I don't think it should be that hard. If you don't have it in you to respect people casually, maybe just don't go outside. I get wanting to be respected. Before this guy opens his mouth, he should be. But brother, you're not a prize, and it comes all the way back to that. No one has to earn your respect. Chill. It's all the same talking points with these people all the time. Women, you have it so easy. Men like me, we have to work for everything we have. I got this Ravens beanie and a swap meet for $5. You know how long I had to work for that? I had to charge this beanie that I got at a swap meet for $5. So, same thing. What is with all like the alpha male people having to record outside? Like, all of his other videos are inside. His original, like, oh, I hate women video was inside. The others have been outside. Like, is your mom home, dude? And you just don't want her to hear you talking like this?
So a woman can literally stab you in your chest and kick you in the balls and leave you for dead. And oh, you're still supposed to respect them?
So a woman can spit on your face, scratch your eyes out, elbow you, box you out, dunk on you, step over you, do this to you, taking my move, and you still have to respect them? Yes. Shut up. Maybe I'm wrong. Raise your hand if you have been personally stabbed in the face by a woman. I'm going to go ahead and guess not too many of us. And if you have, is that a good excuse not to respect other women? Toast is a woman, and if she stabbed me, I would still respect her. If she stabbed me, she probably had a good reason to do so.
You want my respect, you have to earn it. Okay, to women and to everybody. You want my respect, you have to earn it.
He's had the same talking points on YouTube for years now, and probably IRL for his entire life. Something needs to change, and it's you, dude. It is you. Lamar Jackson would be so ashamed of this man.
It's honestly time for a change, man. It's honestly time for a change. And this is not misogyny. This is not me woman hating. This is not fucking sexism or any of that shit. This is just...
The 8 minutes of me hating women is not women hating.
I, for one, am sick and tired of being disrespected and fucking treated like I'm shit, treated like garbage, and looked down upon, spat upon, and then automatically I'm just supposed to show somebody respect.
I will say the people that look down upon this man publicly are other men. Me, Sam Collins, we are very public about looking down on this man for his views and ideas. And that's it. We don't make fun of like his body. We don't make fun of his speech patterns. We don't make fun of any of that. We make fun of his ideas, the things that he's saying. So where's that backlash? Where's the, oh, men don't respect me video? He has videos where he like mentions Sam, but then he just goes right back into women. So here we are, disrespecting you, rightfully so. Say something about it. You can't drop 10 minutes about men disrespecting you, but you can do it multiple times over about women. These are real examples. He can pull out clips of me or Sam talking about him. But he can't give you a single example about how women actually disrespect him in life. Oh, they don't like when I approach them. That's not disrespect, dude. This is who you are. I'm sorry that women as a whole have not earned your respect. You have earned the right to be alone. Congratulations. I hope that's the prize you wanted.
It seems like this entire generation is just built off of, let's just talk shit about everybody we can.
Brother, you're doing it about an entire gender of people. The 4 billion people you mentioned earlier.
So how about this lady? How about this woman? You want respect? How about you earn it?
If you gave him or the type of person like him the same advice back about what they want, it wouldn't go anywhere. If he was like, I want a relationship with a woman, and now how he doesn't want one because he doesn't feel like women nowadays are worthy of his attention. But let's say he did, right? Let's say he wanted a relationship with a woman, and women obviously did not want to give him the attention. If you gave him the advice of like, work for it, work on yourself, all the things that he's saying now that women should do just for basic respect, he would not do it. And that's all these people are. You should work to be who it is you want to be. And at the end of your life, you want to be the person who hated women? Cool. He's doing a good job. If at the end of your life, you want to be someone who spent most of your life being loved and loving, that's probably not the way to do it.
It was like that since grade school, since middle school, high school, where, people would sit there and basically act like I don't fucking exist. And then all of a sudden they want to talk to me when they want something. Oh, can I borrow a piece of paper? Can I borrow a pencil? Can I borrow an eraser?
Brother, I don't know how to tell you that you should have just made friends. And asking someone for an eraser or a piece of paper or a pencil isn't really wanting something from you. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, I need a pencil. Look to my left. Hey, can I borrow a pencil? That's not me going out of my way to ask you for something that I need from you. I could just probably turn to the right, I guess, if you say no. But also basing your entire adult personality on how you were treated in high school is such a waste of time. Grow up. You know how often I think about high school? Not very. Like at some point, I'm going to get an invitation at my 10-year high school reunion and I'm not going to go. Think about what you've been doing over the last few years. Not what happened a decade ago, dude. Are these all based on like high school interactions? Like girls in high school didn't like you, so now you hate women?
If somebody disses me, if I see something I don't like, I'm going to say something. It's as simple as that. And if you don't like it, then how about you do something to change it? How about you do something to change yourself? How about you earn my respect and don't expect me to just give it to you? So that's my philosophy. That's where I'm coming from. So that's all I gotta say for that.
If you say something about me, I'm gonna respond. Unless you're a man on the internet, in which case I'm afraid of you. Or you're a woman in person, in which case I'm afraid of you. I'm learning too much about this man. And not enough about myself. It sucks to go through life being someone it is you probably didn't think you were gonna be. I don't think anyone in middle school, high school says they want to be the person, they want to be the adult whose entire personality is just hating women and liking wrestling. But that's who you become, and that has to suck. I hope you're not lonely, because that would take a lot out of me, but I wouldn't be surprised if you were. It must be exhausting to live life, to wake up, to exist, just to not only be rejected, but to actively hate the people that reject you. I hope wrestling's in a good place. I don't know. I've not watched wrestling in a really, really long time, but I hope it's in a good place and that he enjoys the matches that happen every week, because there's no way the other parts of his life are enjoyable, and that sucks. I get it. There's plenty of parts of my life that I don't like, but I can't imagine making any excuse to make any part of myself someone who hates anyone just for the sake of doing so, especially the women in my life. Again, like I've been very lucky to have a good amount of supportive and incredible women in my life, from my best friends to my sister to my past partners and current girlfriend. They've all been incredible people, and they've all made me want to be a more loving version of myself. And that's it. That's all that is. I don't know that I would have been hateful in any way if I didn't have them, but I'd like to believe there is no world in which I am to become someone like him. And I'm going to end it there. Thank you for spending time with me. I hope that his side of the video was not super, super windy. I'm going to try and clean that up, and I'm going to let y'all go. You don't have to say goodbye to me, but thank you for spending time with me. This is my favorite thing to do, and you're my favorite people to do it with. Now you can probably say goodbye to Toast. All right, get out of here.